and welcome to Fresh and Fruity, a program where we enlighten you about fruit production and how to maximize fruits on your farm. Now today we have visited a demo farm here in Kiambu County at a place called Ridgeways, and here we will meet a very young expert from Oxfam Limited. Now this is a farm, as you can see, has fruit seedlings. Now this young farmer has gone to a higher level of producing seedlings for you as a farmer to grow your fruit production. Tag along, I'll be your host throughout the show, Margaret Wairimo. Don't miss any point. Now, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes. Now, maybe you can tell our viewers your name, where we are, and what you do here at this fruit farm.
My name is Dixon, Dixon Kwambugu. My company by the name Oxfam AG Limited. This is part of what we say is a demo farm. We have been growing some type of various fruit trees, and mostly we have concentrated on pepino and also tree tomato. So basically this is an area, it is an urban area, but we have tried to focus on production of various fruits. As you can see behind me, this is a lentils, they are big houses, but for us we have decided to do the farming. And this is a great venture because we are getting something out of this.
Yeah, because it looks so beautiful. Now, maybe you can tell us, how did you start Oxfam Limited? What was your motivation towards starting Oxfam Limited?
After graduation from Moi University, I came and with a group of some other young people like myself, we decided it's good to have a different type of a lookout. So the only thing that came up is through farming, and from there is where the Oxfam came up. We started by growing some tree tomatoes and other type of horticultural crop. That is where we evolved. After doing some hustles, we later developed an interest where we also decided now it's good to start all these. The concentration that we started with coming up with the agricultural production, we saw it fit because of the changing trends in the world and also in Kenya. There's always a demand for various type of these fresh fruits. Yeah, so that is basically what made us to start this thing of growing fruit. After growing fruit, now we develop other product to help our farmers because of the demand that is in the market. We came up with organic products. We came up with the seedlings. All that, yeah.
And so far, how can you say the fruit farm market has been since you started Oxfam?
The fruit farming is best in terms of marketing because you don't have to hustle a lot to get the best out of whatever you are providing. But maybe the challenge that is the weather. The weather is changing very fast, so now you have to check on how to match with the changing trends. And maybe like what we have experienced recently, the drought has led us to come up with other means, because just going by the traditional way of farming has become very tiresome. Plus also we are consuming a lot of what we have as a capital in terms of getting irrigation and all that. Yeah.
Now let's narrow down to the fruit itself. Pepino melon, it's a unique fruit. Many of you know it by seeing it, but do you know its health benefits? It's a very unique type of fruit with a great niche in the market, having great market for exports. Now, Dixon here will take us through the growing of pepino melons and how to maximize from your pepino plants. Now, Dixon, I can see you have a big portion of pepino melon plant here. Maybe you can tell us more about this fruit, because few people know about it. Few people know about it in the market. They see it and confuse it with other plants. Tell us about pepino melon.
The pepino melon has been here, and it has a very prospect in terms of marketing. But you also have to have a good planning on it. Like here in this farm, we have around 2,000 plants of pepino melon plants, and they are mature. We started harvesting from December, and then we harvest continuous. Yeah, per each and every week we have some fruit. Advantage that we have for us is that the market is very close, and the benefit of pepino melon is so great in terms of health benefits. So that's why we have come up with a project here to fit it in town that is close to the people that are ready to consume it. Yes.
Maybe you can take us through the process of getting the right seed or seedling, or how is it planted? Is it through seedlings or through seeds?
Propagation of Pepino Melon is through seedlings, through cuttings. Yeah, you just get cuttings from the Pepino Melon plants. You propagate them in a good nursery, plus also making sure you follow the procedure that is good for you to be able to get the best fruits. Once you get the cuttings and you propagate through, you have that seedlings now. That is the time you come and transfer it to the farm. Now that process of getting the cutting to the farm, you need also to have a knowledge on how to make sure that you don't contaminate the cutting, the fresh shoots that you have already done to the Pepino Melon. So there is some good procedure you need also to take care of it. Once you establish and you plant the seedlings in the farm, you dig a deep hole. Mostly we recommend a 1 foot hole where you mix a 2 kg manure, organic manure, preferably any type of manure, but preferably for organic purpose, because first of all we love to do organic farming. We don't want to mix the synthetic farming with this kind of organic farming, because the nutritive value that you are getting from the fruits, you want to consume it as natural as possible. Now once you establish the hole and you do the planting, that's the time you start now the growth. Now the growth of that pepino, you have to follow also some steps. Yes.
Okay, so maybe you've mentioned about some procedures that someone needs to take care of. What are some of these procedures that a farmer should take care of during propagation?
Once you get the cutting, you have to get it from a node Pepino Melon that is free from disease and pest. So that cutting is the one that you come and put it in either in a polythene paper that you have already done with the soil, so that you are able to transfer that seedlings to the farm. But now you have also to put some hormones that will try to force the plant to produce some new roots. Otherwise, you can dry, the cutting can easily dry up. Plus also you need also to have a good area where you are propagating the seedling.
What is the spacing, or how should one space a pepino plant from one plant to the other, and how should it be supported? Because from what I can see is that this tree grows very short, to a very short height. So what are these planting steps that a farmer should take?
The spacing of Pepino Melon varies from area to area. This depends with the type of irrigation you want to put to the farm. Like for us, we have put the drip irrigation. So the spacing that we followed is a 3 feet by 3 feet spacing. And it is recommended for this family, or this type of crops, the Solanaceae family. This is because they don't grow very tall, and at the same time you want to maximize the farm. So the best spacing is 3 feet by 3 feet. So an acre, having a full acre, you can be able to plant like 4,000 plants in it.
There are so many cultural practices that are done when you're doing fruit production, that is watering, pruning, mulching. Maybe you can tell us, for the Pepino Melon, what are the cultural practices that a farmer should focus on?
First of all, Pepino Melon hates weeds, because it's like any other type of crop. It hates weeds. You have to know how to control weeds. You can either do the manual way of clearing the weeds, or you can always use the allowed chemicals to control the weeds. But for us, the cultural way is just to remove it by plowing or cutting the weeds, so that you keep the farm to be clean. And also, this also helps in controlling the pests that are available in the farm. The Pepino Melon, Solanaceae family, they grow everywhere. For example, in Kenya, they can grow like any part of Kenya. Maybe some of the things that you should check out is the soil pH and also something like to do with irrigation water. But all these you can control. You can have a greenhouse where you can grow this type of crop. But where they does well in the highlands and maybe central region and the Rift Valley, those are the areas that they do very best because the climate is naturally accommodative to all type of crops. Yeah. Now, preferably the type of the Pepino melon, they will do best in those areas. Yeah.
What is the correct soil pH level for the Pepino plant?
The soil pH ranges from 5.5 to about 7. That is the correct pH for the Pepino melon. Yeah.
And watering. When you're doing irrigation, how many times should you water Pepino melon in a day?
What we tell farmers, it is not a matter of how many times, but at making sure that the plant has a good amount of irrigation water. So like putting the drip, you are sure that if you are applying it daily, you know the amount of water to put at that hole, so that it become wet for the crop to dry well. If we are using the manual way of irrigating, then you can estimate number of times you can put in a week, depending also with the weather they are at the current time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So aside from irrigation, you know, there are those farmers who depend on rain-fed water.
Yeah.
Can Pepino grow on rain-fed water, and what are the challenges or what is the advantages of those farmers using rain-fed water to do Pepino melon?
It is not good to rely on the rainwater, because one thing, Pepino is heavy consumer of both the nutrients, so it needs a lot of water. So once you rely with the rainwater, unless you time it during the long rain or short rain, plus also you are not very sure because of the trends. Yeah. So what we recommend, in case you want to be a serious farmer and you want to farm this Pepino melon, you have to devise ways of irrigating your farm. Yes.
Now we're taking a short commercial break. Don't go away. We will be back with more on how to plant a Pepino melon, its maturity, harvesting, and how you can get into the Pepino market. Tag along.